So a few days ago, I put out to you guys on my social media, what questions would you like to ask me so I can answer them in order for you to improve your golf, improve your knowledge, or get to know me a little bit more. Well, in this video, I'm going to do exactly that in this Q&A. So let's get stuck in. This is Nick Does Golf. Hey golfers, welcome back to my channel Nick Does Golf. Great to have you here for this one. I hope you've all had a very Merry Christmas and you're staying safe out there. If you are new here, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button down below. I really appreciate the support. What I've had so far has been amazing, so make sure you do that. So in today's video, it is all about a Q&A session where you have been firing your questions towards me and I'm going to answer them as simply as possible. So thank you for getting those in. We're going to get stuck in right now. Let's go. So question number one is from Back9 Only. Hello guys, thank you for your question. It is, how do I stop shanking flop shots? Now, this is quite common. A lot of people, especially average golfers, they don't tend to play this shot because it is quite a high tariff golf shot. What I would recommend is that probably what is happening is your weight is shifting onto your toes. Now you're probably thinking, well, I need to get my weight forwards onto my left side, which is correct. However, you're probably still transferring your weight onto your back foot and then coming through. Now you don't want to do this. You want to keep your weight forwards, okay, hold it there and use your wrist. So set your wrist back and uncock them on the way through. This will produce a nice high shot, and don't try and swing it too hard because that's not going to help. You need to use the loft on the club. This is certainly going to help you. That is why it is called a flop shot. Another reason why you might be shanking it is because your hands are too far forwards at address. Okay, this is very common because when you come through the ball, you try and drag the handle towards the actual target. Now you don't want to do this. You want to see the club head passing your hands. So if you set the club at address back, okay, so it might be pointing towards your right hip if you're a right-hander, set your hands back there, okay, and try and return that club to that position as you get to impact. I guarantee you'll be able to hit better flop shots. You just want to see that club head passing your hands so you can literally put that club onto your shoulder on the way through, see that ball pop up and land nice and softly. Give that a try, let me know how you get on. Question number two is from Golfing on the Daily. Hello my friend, hope you're doing really well. Now this is a very long one and there's two questions involved. He's put, I find it harder to play in the winter due to the soft muddy ground and cold weather, don't we all? This means I can't hit the ball as far, and if I duff a shot it is really bad. I take up half the course with me. Yeah, we all do that. I did that last week. Do you think playing off the yellows is better during the winter because of the above, or will this hurt my game when summer comes around and clubs go back to the competitions off the white tees? Also, what would I recommend doing if I'm finding it hard to hit shots off muddy, wet fairways? Well, we'll answer number one first. I don't think it's going to hinder you if you go and play off the yellows during the winter because I think it sort of evens itself out. Obviously it's going to be colder, there's not going to be any roll on the golf ball, so it's going to be difficult, you're going to have to clean your ball, things like that. But when the summertime comes about, the ball's going to be travelling further because the air is slightly thinner, the ball's going to be warmer, the ball's going to roll out as well, so I think it sort of levels itself out, makes it an even playing field really. I know you've got the extra yardage off the whites, but essentially you're going to be hitting it in the same position because now your ball is currently just hitting the ground and plugging, whereas your ball might pitch 20 yards shorter of that and roll out to that position. So no, I don't think you're going to be at a disadvantage playing off the yellows in the winter, and I'd recommend that you try and find somewhere that is fairly dry on the fairway for a start. That's always going to be helpful to you, and make sure that you hit the ball before the turf because as soon as you get any sort of water in between club and ball, you're in trouble. So this is also going to result in a fat shot. So make sure that you can hit down onto the ball, hit the ball, compress it first, then hit the turf. If that's too difficult, try and hit some more woods off the fairway, okay? Because you're not actually going to be hitting into the ground. You're going to be sweeping the ball off the top. Just take a little bit out of it. Don't hit it full bore, maybe like 75%. This is certainly going to help you. But You don't really want to be doing that. You want to be making sure you're working your way through the bag and you can play all those shots that you want to. So make sure that your shaft angle is slightly ahead of the ball when you hit into impact. This is going to help you compress that a little bit more, and hopefully you shouldn't fat any shots, but that can't be guaranteed because you don't know how wet the fairways actually are. So I hope this helps. Make sure you let me know how you get on. The third question is from Josh_golf, or JO6H_golf. He's asked, how do I hit stingers? Now, I've done a very good video of this way back when I first started my channel. Make sure you go check that out, Josh. But in short, everybody can play this shot. You just need to have the right sort of setup, swing thoughts, etc. So just to break it down into a simple format, make sure your ball position is back. Don't have it too far back though. Lean your body weight forwards onto your left side. Keep it there. Okay. Obviously you're going to be rotating around your spine, but keep your weight forwards. This is going to enable you to hit it lower. Okay, because you don't want to be looking up there. Okay. That is not what you want to be doing. You want to be looking forwards and down. That's where your ball flight wants to go. Then the most important one is to cut your swing off. You can cut your swing off as you come through, about waist height. That ball is going to come out a lot lower than normal. Okay, as a normal shot, you're up here, your hands are high, the ball is going to go higher. Obviously you need less loft on your club, so I did that video with a 2-iron. Okay, that ball's going to come out low anyway, but make sure you have the correct loft on the club to start with. Keep your swing nice and cut off. Okay, ball position back. Give that a try. Let me know how you get on. The next question is from Ground Your Game from the States. Hi Hillary, thank you very much for your question. She has put, what's your mindset dialogue pre-smashing bombs? So obviously if you're not aware of that, that is your driver. So what I try and tell myself from hitting drivers compared to other clubs is pretty similar, to be honest. Okay, with the shorter clubs you're having a specific target because you want to get as close to the flag as possible. With a driver, you don't really have a specific target. You can do in your mind, say for example it might be a post that you have to aim at. That's great, but because it's a fairway that you're trying to aim for example, it's quite a wide spectrum. So the things that I try and tell myself is just try and split that. Try and make it as even as possible. If I can get the ball right smack bang in the centre of where the fairway is mown, that is a great shot for me. Also what I think about is try not to smack the skin off the ball, nice and smooth takeaway. That is going to help me with my downswing, deliver the actual club into a decent position at impact, and then I can just go through, rotate towards the target. Nothing too major with that. Don't try and knock the skin off the ball. Just nice and smooth really. I think that's the main takeaway from that. I don't try and hit the ball hard. Obviously you can have a specific swing thought that you're thinking about, but I don't really like doing that because I like to leave that on the driving range and then just go out on the course and play golf really. I think that's really important because if you're focusing on something that doesn't quite work out, then you're going to be thinking, well, have I done this? Have I done that? No, you don't really want to be thinking about that. So just want to be focusing on getting the best score as possible. So that is my mindset dialogue pre-smashing bombs. I hope that helps and that has provided some good insight, especially in for the stuff that you are doing, Hillary. So thank you very much. And the final question that I've pulled out is from rjb.golf. Hi Rob, thank you very much for your question. He has put, and it's a little bit more specific to myself, it is, where do you see yourself in the next couple of years now being a pro golfer? And how much would it cost you roughly to get to where you want to be? Wow, that is a very, very interesting question. Now I've had this one before, but although it's for my first year out as pro, this is more specific to the next couple of years. Now, I'm starting right at the bottom, which is absolutely fine. You've got to start somewhere. So I'm going to be looking to play in a couple of pro-ams, a couple of obviously smaller tour events in the UK, just trying to build like some sort of reputation, see how I fare getting on with that, then go for my Euro Pro qualification. All being well with COVID, hopefully I'll be able to give that a go at the end of next year, and if that's going well, we'll play in lots of tour events there on that tour, and then hopefully you get some invites to some higher up events such as the Challenge Tour. Once that has happened and you've performed as well as you can, then you might get a couple of invites onto some European Tour events. Now that is the dream. I'm just going to be focusing on sort of this next year. This is going to be pivotal. It's my first year. I need to learn a lot. Obviously you're going to be learning a lot as you go along. There are going to be mistakes along the way, but you've sort of got to build on that, develop your mindset and go again. And how much would it roughly cost to help me get where I want to be? Well, the European Tour event, so I've been told, it costs about €2,000, okay, for your flights, accommodation, food, etc., all those jazzy things. Obviously I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not on the European Tour either, okay, but the lower tours, okay, especially the ones in the UK, they cost between about £100 and £350 to play. Now that's a lot of money, right? So I obviously need to make sure that I'm going to have enough to be able to do that. So I'm still going to be carrying on the work that I'm doing with my training business, hopefully in the new year, if gyms stay open, so we can build up some money in order to be able to enter these events and give it my best shot. Once I've managed to progress and get some decent results, hopefully I might be able to pick up a few sponsors, for example. So it might be a small business around the area, could be a big business in England, for example. They might sponsor me to pay for my entry fee, which is certainly going to help, equipment, travel expenses, etc. And I think the more things that you can do to help just focus on your golf and nothing else is going to be essential, because your mindset needs to be on shooting the best score that you can. And if you've got all these other things going on, oh well, I need to book a hotel, I need to do this, I need to do this, your mindset is not going to be on your golf. And that's exactly the mindset I'm going to be taking forwards going into the next couple of years. So I hope that has answered your question, Rob. I'm going to give it my best shot that I can and see where it takes me. So I've had some very, very interesting questions about technique, how you can improve your game, some things about what I do, and also the future and what that holds for me. So thank you all for your questions. That has been very, very beneficial, just for me to sort of talk to you and talk to the camera on how I can help people, what's going to be happening in the next couple of years, because it's really important that I can give you some insight into my thoughts and what I'm going to be doing for the next year or so. So guys, if you like that video, give it a thumbs up and hit the like button down below. I'd really appreciate that. Also leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm wrong, if you disagree with some of the things that I've said, or if you think the things that I've given, say for example the tips, are going to be useful and you're going to go out there and use them. Like I said at the top of the video, if you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button on my channel, Nick Does Golf, and also check out my social media platforms on @NickDoesGolf on my Instagram, Twitter and TikTok, so you can keep up to date with everything that I'm doing. Make sure you message me, like my posts, interact with me. I'd really appreciate that. So all that's left for me to say is to make sure that you have a very happy new year, and that 2021 is going to be a very good golf year for every single one of you. Do the best that you can, see this year out, stay safe. Really, really appreciate the support. Thanks very much for watching, and see you all on the next video.